Hey, everybody. My name is JP Soars. We're the Gypsy Blue Review featuring Ann Harris, and this is the extended play sessions. Thank y'all so much. Are you ready to go? Oh, yeah. Tell her I ain't coming home. I need you to call my babe. Tell her I ain't coming home. I got a sweet little woman to satisfy me all night long. She'll wake me up in the morning about 10:30. When I get done, she's gonna do it again. You better call my babe. Tell her I ain't coming home. I got a sweet little woman to satisfy me all night long. Help me out there. Tell her I ain't coming home. Want you to call my babe. Tell her I ain't coming home. I got a sweet little woman. She satisfies me all night long. Now in the middle of the night, she likes to squeeze me tight, kissing and loving under the broad daylight. You better call my babe. Tell her I ain't coming home. See, I got a sweet little woman. She satisfies me all night long. side, baby. Well, I'm gonna have to let you go. Well, you know, Bobby side, baby. Well, I'm gonna have to let you go. For you got a head full of nothing. Serve your stage in that radio. Well, now you stay up late at night. You ride your family in the day. You keep your head in the scrapbook and throw the good one away. I said, oh, Bobby, sorry, baby. Well, I'm gonna have to let you go. Well, you got a head full of nothing. Serve your stage spinning radio. Help me out, Aunt here. Let you go. Well, you know, Bobby inside, baby, I'm gonna have to let you go. Well, you got a head full of nothing. Serve your stage and radio. Now don't you think you're all fancy in that new Cadillac? I'll buy you that stuff, honey, I'll sure take it back. Well, Bobby inside, baby, I'm gonna have to let you go. Well, you got a head with another. Self-stage and radio. Ah, you ain't no good for me.
Hey, thank you so much, y'all. Yeah. Folks, it sure feels good to be over here at the Fallout Shelter. I've been hearing nothing but great things about this place from all my friends that have been playing over here. And it's great to be here playing for y'all. That's Cleveland Frederick on the bass, y'all. Chris Peet on the drums. And you guys know Ann Harris from before? All right. This next tune is a song by Django Reinhardt. It's an instrumental, and it's called Minor Blues. so much, y'all. Yeah, that one's called Minor Blues by the late, great Django Reinhardt. Right now, we're going to do some original music for you. And this one's called Viper. Check it out.
That girl's a viper, evil than me. Well, she's a snake in the grass, even though she looks like a queen. That girl's a viper, always hanging out. Whenever she comes around, and she might look pretty, but believe you me, she's got plans that you ain't even seen. So let me tell you something, Jack, you believe what I say. That girl's crazy, and that's all there is to it. That girl's a fight. She's a snake in the grass, even though she looks like a queen. a snake in the grass. Even though she looks like a queen. I said she's a snake in the grass. Even though she looks like a queen. You know she's a snake in the grass. Even though she looks like a queen. All right, y'all, put your hands together and help us out right here. We're fixing to go with the flow, y'all. Ah, yeah.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. All righty. Folks, how about it for these fine musicians up here? Cleveland Frederick on the bass, Chris Peet on the drums, and Harris on the fiddle. My name is J.P. Soars, and what a pleasure it is here to be playing for y'all. I hope y'all are having as much fun as we are. So here's a song, original tune, inspired by my youngest brother and his estranged wife. It's called The Grass Ain't Always Greener on the Other Side. It goes like this.
Oh, well, I bought you second lobster almost every night. Did everything I could to treat you right. One of these days you're gonna realize that the grass ain't always greener on the other side. The grass ain't always greener on the other side. The grass ain't always greener on the other side. Oh, one of these days you have to realize that the grass ain't always greener on the other side. On vacation down to paradise, I bought your fancy Cadillac car to drive. One of these days you're gonna realize that the grass ain't always greener on the other side. The grass ain't always greener on the other side. The grass ain't always greener on the other side. One of these days you better realize that the grass ain't always greener on the other side. Should've listened to my papa's advice. Everything changed when I made you my wife. One of these days you're gonna realize that the grass ain't always greener on the other side. The grass ain't always greener on the other side. The grass ain't always greener on the other side. One of these days you're gonna realize that the grass ain't always greener on the other side. The grass ain't always greener on the other side. The grass ain't always greener on the other side. One of these days you have to realize, you know, the grass ain't always greener on the other side.
Oh, yeah. Thank you so much, y'all. We're going to take a very, very short break. We got some merchandise out there, all kind of goodies. Ann has an awesome new CD out. We got a CD out, Brick by Brick. It's my latest CD. Aaron's playing on a couple songs on that. And we got homemade cigar box guitars, all kind of goodies, folks. We'll be right back. Thank you so much, everyone.
When you come home late at night, baby, you got your alibi. That's alright. Baby, you know it comes as no surprise. 'Cause one of these days, baby, someone's gonna cut you right down to size. We have the same conversation each and every night. We start out so affectionate, babe, but I wanna know why we end up in a fight. That's alright. Baby, it comes as no surprise. One of these days, baby, someone's gonna cut you right down to size. want you right down to size. Yeah. Well, I know your days are frequently surrounded by the losing and the playing of the game. I never seen you look so astounded, realizing no one was to blame. The roses rose and the springtime came, and everything was still the same. Everything but you. I've been losing my mind, it seems, and lately I've been having dreams of everyone but you. Well, our love has grown so thin where we used it. As we travel on our way down life's rocky road, and I know you never would accuse it of being on the light side of the load. Roses rose and the springtime came, and everything was still the same. Everything but you. And I've been losing my mind, it seems, and lately I've been having dreams of everyone but you. The roses rose and the springtime came.
All righty, y'all. Welcome back. Are you ready for round two? Yeah. Hey, we want to give a shout out to all those folks watching online too, y'all. Thank you so much, everybody. We're going to start this one off with the Muddy Waters tune. It's about Florida, which is where three of us are from. Ann's from Chicago, and the three of us are from South Florida. Well, this song's called Deep Down in Florida and goes just like this. Yep.
down to Florida, where the sun shines every day. Now I'm heading down to Florida where the sun shines every day. I'm gonna take my woman to the beach, y'all, and sit right in the standing place. Well, I'm heading down to Gainesville, so see an old buddy of mine. Well, I'm heading down to Gainesville. I'm gonna check on an old friend of mine. Lord, and if we ain't too busy, we're gonna stop in Newberry sometime. Help me out now. Down in Florida, that's the place I long to be. I tell you, deep down in Florida, it's the place I long to be. Well, I'm gonna take my honey in the backyard and sit up under the old orange tree. Now we're leaving here tomorrow. I gotta be on my way. Now we're leaving here tomorrow. Well, I gotta be on my way. I'm gonna head on down to Florida, and this time I believe I'll stay. Take me home.
Thank you so much, everybody. We got a party going on here on a Saturday night, folks. So, I've been hearing about this place for a long time. I've been seeing videos of my friends playing here, and it's so good to be here playing for y'all. So thank you so much for having us. And Bill, we thank you, man. It's even better than everybody said. Is that all right? Oh, we'd love to come back. Absolutely. Is it all right if we play another song by the late, great Muddy Waters? McKinley Morgan Field? All right. This is one of my favorite tunes. I've been playing it for years, and it's called The Gypsy Woman. It goes like this. Gypsy woman told me, she said, Lord, your mama's a bad little child. You know, the gypsy woman told me, well, Lord, your mama's a bad little child. You're having a good time now, baby. There'll be some trouble, oh Lord, I know why. Well, I went to see a gypsy woman to have my folks in tow. She said, you better go back home, son, and pick through your keyhole. You know, the gypsy woman told me, well, Lord, your mama's a bad little child. You're having a good time now, baby. There'll be some trouble, Lord, I know why. And Harris, y'all.
what the gypsy woman said. I paid through my key, oh. Now there was another one in my bed. You know the gypsy woman told me, well, Lord, you're your mama's bad little child. One time now, baby, but there's gonna be some trouble with Lord after a while.
Yeah, thank you so much, y'all. All right. Love some Muddy Waters, y'all. For now, we're going to take a little turn in the opposite direction. Not opposite direction, but we're going to take a little detour right here and play a song called Fried Neck Bones and Home Fries by the late, great Willie Bobo. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Fried neck bones and home fries is the name of that tune by the late great Willie Bobo. But right now, I think we're going to feature Miss Ann Harris right here. She has something she would like to share with y'all.
Thank you again so much for being such an enthusiastic crowd. We really appreciate your presence. It's such a gift. This is a little fiddle tune I wrote in the mountains of Colorado on tour years ago, and it's a song called May Mountain Waltz.
How about it for Ann Harris, y'all? I love that piece of music. And it brings a tear to my eye every time I hear it. It's so beautiful. So this little instrument right here, if you're wondering what this is, it's called a Merlin stick dulcimer. And I got it up in Canada probably about 10 years ago. We were on tour up there, traveling around, and we had a little day off and stopped in a little music store, and I saw this in there. I go, man, it's only $100. I want to buy it. I carry it around in a van with me and come up with little ditties on it. And sometimes them little ditties turn into songs, which is what happened with this ditty. Right, and I wrote the lyrics for this tune while we were in upstate New York, in a little town called Ellicottville. Anybody know where that's at? Ellicottville. It's a small little town. We had the day off, and a buddy of ours up there took us fishing. And upstate New York is beautiful. It reminds me of Arkansas, where I grew up in the northwest Arkansas, Ozark Mountains. Very similar terrain. But anyway, we were traveling around and doing some fishing that day. Didn't catch anything. except a little buzz, but that's all right. I came up with this little tune called The Old Silver Bridge. Check it out.
Between the dark green valley down by that old silver bridge, the birds are chirping, there's a woodpecker knocking as I listen to that sound of the wind through the trees. The sun is shining, ain't a cloud in the sky. As I look up to the heaven, everything's alright. It don't even matter if the fish ain't biting, 'cause I know everything is gonna be just fine. I know it will. It will. Falling, summer's almost over, and I love this time of year. September's coming and the leaves they'll fall, and winter time's almost here. Now the river flows between the dark green valleys down by that old silver bridge. The birds are chirping and a woodpecker's knocking as I listen to that sound of the wind through the trees.
Oh, yeah, the old Silver Bridge. Folks, a couple months ago, we went up to Ohio and we did a recording. We recorded a lot of these songs that you've heard. We recorded this song that you just heard. We recorded the one on the first hit called The Viper. We recorded Minor Blues and some other ones. But anyway, we're going to play some more of those too. But right now, if it's all right, can I play another song on this? This one is a shit-kicking, foot-stomping song, folks. I don't know if y'all are allowed to get up out of your seats right here and stomp your feet, but now is a prime opportunity. And this song is on the Brick by Brick album, which is for sale up there, featuring Ann Harris on it. And it's called The Merlin Stomp. It goes like this, y'all. You ready? Are y'all ready? All right, here we go. The Merlin Stomp, y'all. Okay, now we're gonna go in another direction, y'all. Hold on. All righty. Ladies and gentlemen, are y'all having fun with us tonight? Oh, yeah. Well, we're going to take you on a little sonic journey right here with this homemade two-string electronic guitar. My brother and I made this back in 2008, and always coming up with little ditties and little things on it. And we've been playing this next piece for a while. And it's evolved over the years into what we're going to do right now. And did y'all bring a seatbelt with you? You might need it for this one. I'm just messing around. Anyway, we don't really have a name for this song yet, but we did actually record this one. Because folks kept saying, man, which CD has that thing that you guys do at the end of the set? And I go, well, we don't have it recorded yet. So we finally recorded it. And right now it's just entitled The Cigar Box Freakout. That's all it's called. Check this out. gentlemen, thank y'all so much. How about it again? Cleveland Frederick on the bass and the percussion. Chris Peet on the drums. And Harris right here on the fiddle. My name is J.P. Soars, y'all. It has been a pleasure playing for y'all. Thank you so much, Fallout Shelter. We love y'all. We can't wait to come back here and do this again. Oh, yeah. Yeah, thank you so much, y'all. Please drive safe, be kind, and we'll see you next time. What do you reckon, Bill? We got time for one more? Bill says we got time for one more. All right, I'm going to do this autobiographical tune right here, folks. And it's called Born in California and Raised in Arkansas. Now residing in Florida.
Over in Arkansas. I was born in California, but raised up in Arkansas. Now I'm down there in Florida. to play the blues for all of y'all. I ain't never had no money, but I sure had a lot of love. I ain't never had no money, but I sure had a lot of love. I'd wake up on Christmas morning, somehow them stockings would be stuffed full of toys. My mom and daddy worked real hard to raise 7 kids and have a happy home. Oh, yeah, my mom and daddy worked real hard to raise 7 kids and have a happy home. Well, my daddy swung a hammer, well, my mama stayed and made our clothes. Was real hard, and I know that we were poor. Well, I know them times was real hard, and I know that we were poor. But for some of them those people, paying attention was hard to afford.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank y'all so much. One more time for Ann Harris on the fiddle, Cleveland Frederick on the bass and the drums, percussion rather, and Chris Peet on the drums. JP Soars right here. We thank y'all so much. This has been a true pleasure, and this is the last show of this little tour that we're doing, so what a great way to finish up a tour and wrap it up. Thank y'all so much. Thank you to the entire staff. Thank you, Bill. We love you guys, man. We can't wait to come back and do it again, hopefully sooner than later. Thank y'all. Again, please drive safe, be kind, and we'll see you next time.